and welcome to Dr. Doctor. Today during Dr. Doctor, what we're going to talk about are the things that you need to know when choosing a doctor for you and your family, how to choose a doctor, and why communication is key with your doctor. So first of all, what do you need to know when choosing a doctor? Well, the first thing you need to know is that when you have a baby, you're going to have a well check with a pediatrician or a primary care physician, often referred to as a PCP, during your child's first month of life. That's why it's important to get a doctor picked out, preferably prior to having your baby, but if not prior, immediately after having your baby. The second thing to think about when picking a doctor is what's important to you. Is it alternate immunization schedules? Is it a doctor's clinic that offers after hours? Maybe a doctor's clinic that offers Saturdays. Maybe you're looking for a place that has the ability to call in and have same-day appointments. Personally, I know that's a big one for me. Or maybe you're looking for a doctor's office that has bilingual staff available. So what you want to do is make a list of the things that you need to have in a doctor, and then also possibly a list of things that you want to have in a doctor. Another thing to keep in mind when you're looking at a doctor are recommendations. Ask everybody you know. Ask your friend if they like their doctor and why they go to that doctor. Find out from other individuals what makes their doctor somebody special or worth going to. You're going to get different feedback from people. I always remember I had one friend when I first was pregnant with my child, and I asked her, "Oh, who's your pediatrician?" "Oh, it's so-and-so, but don't go to him, I don't like him." And I remember asking myself at that point in time, I wonder why she still goes there. And that actually is part of why we're going to talk about why communication is key. So once you've gotten all the recommendations, you've made the list of what's important, now you need to actually choose a doctor. How do you go about doing that? Well, something that's very popular nowadays is to do something that's called a meet and greet with a pediatrician. What that is a lot of times you can call a pediatrician's office and say that you would like to interview the pediatrician or meet and greet with them to see if they would be a good fit for your family. Pediatricians typically have certain days and times that they do these appointments. You come in, they can take anywhere from an hour to two, and the pediatrician meets with you, tells you about their practice, what their philosophies are, and you kind of get a feel for the communication style of the pediatrician. And then you could even utilize something called interview sheets. Interview sheets are very popular. You can find them on several baby websites for free. We actually offer one for free on babybasicsforyou.com as well. And you can utilize that interview process to go through and maybe kickstart some questions in your head that you want to ask the pediatrician, as well as to write down the responses. Something to bear in mind is that you may not find the right pediatrician the first time. As a woman, I know that a lot of times when I'm shopping, I don't find the right thing that I want on the first stop. So it's okay to interview more than one pediatrician. It's okay to look around and find different ones. Another thing to continue to keep in mind while you're interviewing these pediatricians are what's important to you. So you may be looking for, again, one of the items on your list for things that you want to have or that you need to have in a pediatrician is somebody who offers same-day appointments. But you need to realize that if you're driving 20 miles from your house to go see that pediatrician, that may not be the best fit at that point in time. Another thing to bear in mind when you're choosing your doctor is insurance plans. Yes, they may accept the insurance plan you're on now, but it's important to find out what other insurance plans that they have, especially if one parent is carrying the primary insurance and another parent has the secondary insurance. You never know when something's going to happen and insurance is going to change. So it's important that when you pick a pediatrician, you know that that pediatrician is able to accept both your primary and your secondary, and that you know what your options are if perhaps you were having to change your insurance plan. So the last thing I want to talk to you about today is communication. Communication is key with your pediatrician. You need to make sure that whatever doctor you pick for your child is somebody that you feel comfortable talking to and that you feel comfortable getting feedback from as well. And then another big aspect of that communication is that your doctor listens to you. I cannot emphasize that enough. You are asking your doctor to give you information and to give you treatment for your most precious gift in the world, your child. So you want to make sure that individual listens to you when you have concerns, listens to you when you tell them about your child, and that knows you and knows your child. And the other thing that I emphasize to parents all the time is it's okay to switch doctors. Sometimes somebody was a good fit at one point in time and they're just not later. Maybe there was a staffing change in the office and the new staff just don't quite seem to mesh as well with you. Maybe you've had a change in your thought processes for your child, and now the pediatrician that had matched in the original beginning isn't matching with you now. It's okay to switch. It is okay to do that. Everybody does that at some point in time, moves from one provider to another. It's okay. If you're not feeling 100% comfortable going to that doctor or calling that doctor or seeking advice from that doctor, my biggest advice to you would be to switch to a doctor where you do feel comfortable. So hopefully you got some information today that you'll be able to apply to your pediatrician, to your own doctor needs as a parent, maybe an OBGYN or a dentist or anything else in that area. Thank you so much.